guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got a lot of news to tell about an upcoming movie, about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And before I say anything about this, I just want to say I wasn't planning on making this video until we got a release date. And now we got one. But before I get into all of that, before I talk about major things that are going on with this movie right now, I basically want to sit here and tell you the history of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But before I continue, like and comment on my videos so you can give me questions on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I can tell them as best I can. So anyways, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the original origins of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, on when did it first start and why it's taken so long to make. Well, so, as you all know, that back in 2015, Warner Bros. Was supposed to make this movie, but the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon, had final says of any screenplays on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie since he's the creator. But basically, all the rewrites, all the script changes, all the casting directors, Warner Bros. Lost interest in this movie and just decided to leave the project. They don't want to make this movie. Like, they had a great idea for a low budget movie. Like, that's when basically like a Banana like movie, and let's just say we dodged the bullet. But basically, a couple years later, Blumhouse Studios, that's a head of really good horror movies, acquired the rights to Five Nights at Freddy's, and originally they thought it was gonna be like a smooth sailing producing movie, but same thing with Warner Brothers, they've been stuck in development because of all the script changes. But until late 2020, early 2021, Scott Cawthon finally had a script that he was actually pleased with, by a man by the name of Christopher Columbus. If you all know the name, he was involved with the later Home Alone movies. They were going to start filming in spring of 2021, but a few months later, they lost the script, they lost the director, and they had to go back from scratch and find another script. So, basically, they found a new script back in 2022, almost late 2021. Basically, they found a script that Scott Cawthon was actually really pleased with, by an up-and-coming director, Emma Tammy, and this is kind of interesting. You got an up-and-coming actress, director, but everyone's be like, why did you get Sam Raimi? Why didn't you get this person to direct it? But as you all know, Blumhouse makes their movies on super cheap, but that when you get up-and-coming directors, they're easier to control, like Marvel does. Marvel gets up-and-coming directors to make these movies because they're easily full controllable. That's why John Watts made a movie called The Clown, and he made the Spider-Man trilogy and all that. So yeah, basically they started filming in March of this year, and they didn't finish till April of this year. I first heard about it, I thought it was a little too rushed, but this is Blumhouse. This is all about Jason Blum. So whatever he has to do, I'll have to accept. They finished the movie in early April. Okay, yeah, they got castings and everything, but the one cast member I was thinking about is the role of William Afton. If you all know, William Afton is a serial killer. He killed 5 children and stuffed the bodies inside of the animatronic costumes, and then they were brought to life. Basically, they announced. I'm sorry, I keep saying the word. Basically, it's a speech impediment thing. I hope you don't mind. But the character of William Afton was casted by Matthew Lillard. He's gonna be playing our purple guy. If you guys know, Matthew Lillard is the voice of played Shaggy and voiced in different movies, and he played Stu in the Scream movies. So yeah, interesting choices. Can't wait to see it. Basically, sorry again, y'all. I want to get into the rumors of this movie. There's a lot of rumors where the characters of the Puppet and Balloon Boy will show up in this movie, but I like to say I don't want them in the movie, but this is Scott Cawthon approved, and they said they're going to change a lot of elements from the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. So that's basically the only rumors I have. Another rumor I have that it was going to be like a modern day movie. And if I have to say it, modern day movie wouldn't be that good for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie because it's based in the 1980s of the Fight of 87, different murders of the 90s. So if that is actually true, I guess I have to see it. But there's one question that I got about this movie that I don't want to see it actually come true, is that if the movie will be either PG-13 or rated R. The reason I say either one is because of the new Megan movie. Basically, Megan was supposed to be rated R, but due to all the popularity of the character Megan, Jason Blum, the CEO of One Plus Studios, made a PG-13, so everybody can go see the iconic Megan character. And look how good that movie turned out. So maybe the Final Freddy's movie will be like a Megan situation where it goes to theatrical PG-13, but when it goes to streaming or on Blu-ray, they got all the blood and guts that was supposed to make it rated R on that platform. So basically, so technically, there's a one question if Springtrap will show up. If you don't know, Springtrap is basically William Afton that got killed and resurrected as a human animatronic hybrid. So, like, Jim Henson's Creature Shop is involved with this movie. Jim Henson's Creature Shop is the people behind the first Ninja Turtle movie, the second Ninja Turtle movie, and the third one I'll talk about. If you want, it's called Cowabunga Samurai. So when I heard they were involved with the movie, I thought it was a great idea, having practical suits, no CGI animatronics, like a movie like Rouge Wonderland or Banana Splits. So yeah, but the character, basically one person got to see Jim Henson's Creature Shop, and they took a picture of the Springtrap look, and I have a lot of things to say about this outfit. The color scheme is one, but I actually dig it. It looks a little more better than a greenish yellowish from the first, Final Fantasy Freddy's 3. So, man, I'm accepted, but we don't know even if it's going to be in the movie because Matthew Lillard said a Zoom meeting with some people that he signed a 3-picture deal for the FNAF movie. And you can't just use the Springtrap suit for one movie. You're going to probably use it for all 3 movies, but we'll have to wait to see for the future. And before I say the release date, I just want to tell you guys something face to face. Basically, you can tell by looking at all this stuff that I'm a die-hard Final Fantasy fan. This game came out back in 2014. I was a big fan of it. I've been with the franchise for all 7 sequels, all the fan games. All this merchandise right here is the original merchandise when they first made this game. But now they're milking. You see, probably if you go to GameStop right now, you go to a Hot Topic right now, you can see a lot of Final Fantasy merchandise. They're basically milking this character. And now, originally when Final Fantasy first came out, it was originally on phones, tablets, computers. But now, almost 10 years later, they're on PlayStations, they're on Xboxes, they're on Nintendo Switches. That shows you how far the Final Fantasy game has come in pop culture. Okay, and basically this movie is so personal to me because, like I said, I've been with the franchise since day one, and they built a real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, just like on my hat, here in my city of New Orleans, Louisiana. So, whatever they're doing with this movie, I hope they succeed. I hope it goes. I hope they get those 3 sequels, and I will be there to see them because I've been with this franchise. This is a part of my childhood. Okay, let me get ahead of myself. Basically, all you hear are for the Final Fantasy release date, and basically what we heard from Jason Blum himself, basically, he had an announcement where he said the words tomorrow, and people were confused, what is this supposed to mean? And we got our answer. So Jason Blum tweeted that we get in the Final Fantasy movie of October 27th, 2023. And that actually blown my mind. They only finished a couple of days ago on the Final Fantasy movie, and they're already announced a release date. So in a couple of months, we're gonna have merchandise, we're gonna have trailers, we're gonna have posters. But in my opinion, I thought there was gonna be released early next year or late next year, 2024, because I don't want it to be rushed the project. So I'm okay with it. I just want to see the Final Fantasy movie in theaters. Oh, and before I go, there's this cool set photo of the HD full look of a movie scene. So, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty interesting of Freddy Fazbear next to a little kid. And I don't know what this means. People are saying this is Freddy Fazbear, but I personally believe it's Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy is a creepy antagonist of the first, 3 FNAF games. So, we'll have to wait and see. They said, Jason Blum said we have about 205 days. By the time I post this video, we have 204 days. So, I hope I see you all there. Me and my friends plan to just have Freddy Fazbear characters, this whole gang right here. So, I hope this day comes. I hope this movie is good. If it does, I'm going to be upgrading my costume cosplays from the movies. I'm going to do things 80s, old school. So, yeah, this is where I'm going to leave it out to you guys. You can tell me what you think about the Final Fantasy movie. If you think it's going to be a good movie, you think it's going to be not worth the wait. Because we've been almost a decade since this movie was announced. So, I'm Carson. Thank you for watching.
Is this revenge I'm seeking?